Affairs Committee of Parliament met the Vice President, Jessica Lupo, last week. She blamed the Iron Sheet's mismanagement saga on flaws in the process of accessing relief items. She's among the officials who reportedly benefited from the Iron Sheets initially meant for Karamoja sub-region.
So I think that one was an oversight on the part of the minister to continue with the norm, which does not match with the accounting procedures.
In her interaction with the committee, the Prime Minister, Robina Nabanja, confirmed that there are gaps in the distribution processes which she admitted need fixing.
The occurrence is regrettable, and we have undertaken to carry out a review, which we have already done. We shall refine, because this has really taught us a lesson and strengthened the systems.
In December 2021, Parliament had passed a supplementary budget of 39 billion shillings to support development programs in Karamoja sub-region, and among the intended beneficiaries of the Iron Sheets, goats and food were the Karachunas, or former warriors who had abandoned cattle rustling. It was later discovered that most of the relief items had been diverted and that a number of high-ranking officials were the beneficiaries. Danwandera Ogalo, a lawyer, thinks, however, that the problem emanates from the failure to follow the legally laid-down procedures.
The person who is executing it should be the PS. Because at the end of the day, it is the PS who goes to Parliament to account for those mabatis, not the minister. Because there is no role for a minister or an MP distributing mabatis. That's not their work.
Ogalo says that government programs are based on planning, and any diversion points to problems of accountability and is politically damaging.
Politics is not about the law I'm talking about. Politics is about perceptions. And the perceptions out there is the ministers have been caught red-handed stealing.
He also thinks this is a result of pressure mounted on the officials, most of whom are MPs from their electorate for service delivery. Wandera Ogalo says the implicated officials should own up and resign and not wait for the appointing authority to take action.
We must cultivate that level of recognizing when we have made a mistake and say that as a leader, it is not right for me to continue here. I better tender my resignation.
Meanwhile, Godbert Mushabe, a policy analyst, thinks that this is a symptom of a bigger problem and says that corruption in Uganda is systemic.
So don't look at what has happened in the Prime Minister's office, that people came and grabbed the iron sheets here as if that is the problem. The problem is the systemic nature of the theft that is going on, which the president and all the other agencies that are mandated to manage public resources have let happen.
He scoffed at the directive by the president for those implicated to return the iron sheets or repay.
By grabbing these iron sheets, there are people who were affected, who were the intended beneficiaries. How does the returning of the iron sheets or the paying for them redress the people who suffered because of the actions of these people?
Tumushabe says that the president's action against his ministers should be decisive.
Does he need to come and explain to Ugandans? He needs to sit in his office the way he sat there and nominated these cabinet ministers. He should sit there and say, oh, you guys, either you should resign or I fire you.
Beyond the iron sheets is the question about the goats, which were reportedly procured for 25 billion Uganda shillings, and yet a little talked about. The reports indicate that the animals could have cost up to 800,000 Uganda shillings each. What we do not know is how many were distributed and how many people received them. These, the iron sheets and bags of maize seeds, were all part of efforts to support the Karamoja disarmament exercise. Benjamin Jumbe, NTV.